Our strategy for dividing fractions is called keep, change, flip. The keep means that we're going to keep the first fraction exactly the way it is. The change means we're going to change the division symbol to a multiplication symbol. And the flip means we're going to flip the second fraction to be its reciprocal. So that means that the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. You flip it upside down. Let's look at a few examples of how this works. So we can use KCF to help us remember keep, change, flip. So the 1/8 is going to stay exactly the same. Keep that. We're going to change from division to multiplication, and we're going to flip to the reciprocal. 1/2 instead of 1/2 is now going to be 2/1. And now we have it as a multiplication problem, and we solve that exactly like we solve regular fraction multiplication. We multiply our numerators. 1 times 2 is 2. We multiply our denominators. 8 times 1 is 8. And just like with fraction multiplication, if we need to simplify, we have to do that. So in this case, we can simplify because 2 and 8 are both even. So we can divide both of those by 2. Half of 2 is 1, and half of 8 is 4. So our answer for this one is 1/4. Let's look at another example. This time we have a whole number. So if you remember from multiplying fractions, if we have a whole number, we're going to give it a denominator of 1 because 8 divided by 1 is just 8, so it's the same number. And we're still going to use keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep the 8/1 exactly the way it is. We're going to change to multiplication, and we're going to flip to the reciprocal. So 1/3 becomes 3/1. We multiply our numerators. 8 times 3 is 24. We multiply our denominators. 1 times 1 is 1. So 24/1, that's an improper fraction because the top number, the numerator, is bigger than the bottom number, the denominator. So anytime we have a 1 in the denominator, if we remember from up here, that's just a whole number. So 24/1 is just 24. But you can also remember that this means division. So 24 divided by 1 is just 24. So we're going to write our answer as 24. Okay, in our last example problem, we have two mixed numbers. So again, if you remember from multiplying fractions and mixed numbers, you can't leave them as mixed numbers. You have to do MAD first and turn them into improper fractions. So remember, MAD stands for multiply, add, denominator stays the same. So 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, and our denominator stays the same. And then 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, and our denominator stays the same. We still have to use keep, change, flip though. So we're going to keep the 4/3 exactly the way it is. We're going to change from division to multiplication, and we're going to flip to the reciprocal. So 12/5 becomes 5/12. When we multiply our numerators, 4 times 5 gives us 20. 3 times 12 gives us 36. We do need to simplify here because we have even numbers, so we know we can divide by 2. We could also divide by something bigger though. So I noticed that 4 is a factor of both of those. So I can divide both of them by 4. 4 goes into 20 5 times, and 4 goes into 36 9 times. And so our answer is 5/9.